Are going to be looking at Agent Pixel X soon, so I'm just curious to see just what exactly, well, if there are going to be any changes made between these two teams.
Yeah, I'm curious if there's going to be any changes, particularly on that Legacy side, because we've already seen what one of their lineups coming into this one matchup looks like, and whether or not they decide to mix it up, whether or not Jordation sticks with Jet and continues to buy Ops, we will find out shortly as well. But that's not the only thing we're going to be finding out soon. Exclamation mark giveaway in that Twitch chat, because we're going to be giving away some EPOS headsets, and we're going to be finding out who's going to be winning those, I believe, after this match. So, or at least the first couple. Again, we have 4 to give out. If you want in on that, it's exclamation mark giveaway. If your message gets immediately deleted, do not panic, do not fret. That's just part of the process. That's what we want to have happen. So do get on that while the time is still ripe to get involved. And, well, speaking of getting involved, it looks as if we're seeing our, initial agents being hovered right now, and finally seeing a Sky get hovered today. I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, Australia represent, I gotta say. RDW picking up the Sky, I like where this is going. And honestly, he's a smart player, and he really makes use of Sky's diverse utility kit. The flashes, I've always talked about this. You can delay them, you can fake them, they get intel. Multi-purpose, really. And overall, everything looks pretty stock standard. Noz on the what was it? The Astra as Poppy as well. So in its pool of Legacy, it's going to be the same composition that we saw earlier on. But however, in the pool of Wildcard, now they're starting to flex the muscles a little bit, show us how versatile they are. So, oh wait, Norson, he changed out last second. Killjoy, I like that pick, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because a map like Haven, the utility, obviously, when you're on attack to watch your flanks, is useful. But when Norson Killjoy is out of range of her turret and like alarm bot, they will deactivate. That's part of an issue, but it's not too bad overall if you play smart. But it's mostly, especially on defense, when you have the ultimate available. Retake, it's so good. And when you have lineups as well in certain corners, especially towards A long, you can basically flush out the attackers and kill them even before you step foot onto the site. But hey, look, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's load in and just see exactly how they play.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this one will play out. I mean, I'm looking at this ex-Wildcard team composition, and I'm just seeing so much utility, so many tools actually for that retake situation that you're talking about, as well as just sort of initial taking positions that you're talking about. It's kind of strange because both these teams do kind of come across as a little bit slower, a little bit more controlled, but ex-Wildcard, I like what they put together. I feel like they probably are going to be more of the aggressors, and not necessarily just because they're going to be on the attack second in this situation. Actually, kind of have that a bit wrong route. It looks like it is Legacy who will be attacking first, but either way, I am expecting ex-Wildcard to be that more proactive team, kind of like what we saw towards the tail end of that losers round quarterfinal matchup that we just saw. That said, the Killjoy turret already has been taken out.
Now the thing is, Nice Hacks, he has no armor. Granted, Ghost will one-shot on the head, but 76, a classic, and also one shot to the head. 78 is a magic number, so that may be a huge boon for the defense later on. We'll see what happens though. But overall, just some aggression, and I think Legacy, they're going for a tried strat, but it may not work against Wildcard. No, it's working. There you go. Show aggression, C, bake the rotations, and meanwhile everything's happening. Nice Hacks, he walks onto A basically for free. Although engagements are happening, RDW was on for a flank, and he's making mad calls, telling him to rotate back. Now eyes on Nice Hacks. He might be getting aggressive here.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's trying to run back. Norson's going to take that pick, but if Pax is able to spot them, oh, only got some chip damage, does find the peeking Killjoy as Norson will fall. Now Smash Brother is stuck in the garage, but has been spotted out, and here comes the cavalry. Everyone from Legacy comes pouring on in, but so too do they come from Wildcard, and it's a back and forth play. Parpe with the 3K may have just won this point.
That got too close for comfort, I'll be honest. Legacy, they tried that initially, and honestly, Wildcard, they basically fell for it. If it wasn't for RDW basically flanking early on and getting the information that they were rotating out of C, I don't think that would have been as close as we saw. But overall though, brutal fight on site, and Legacy just balls to the wall. Everyone arrived and threw the flashes out, and it was the pure gunfight. Spike got planted after everyone died, by the way. But Legacy, they take the first round, and it should be their anti-eco.
Yeah, they have gone, a little bit anti-ego right now. We'll see if they're going to be able to keep that momentum going. I mean, so many times in Haven, it does seem to go back and forth as we're seeing a bit of a C rush happening right now. Legacy coming pouring on through. A bit of that smoke does come down, as well as the flare, and a quick action from Duddy is enough to get that pick onto Norshin. Harpy finds one as well, and the spike does get planted quite quickly.
Oh, but hang on, there's still players on site. Jordan camping inside the smoke the whole time. Good for him with the shorty, and he's still trying to hold up on the left. The shot clock pulls him down to 11, and Legacy, they should be good to clean up here. Although Sign somehow still gets one to Punda. Spike finally to get planted, but Legacy, they shouldn't be sweating.
No, they shouldn't be. However, this is what I'm talking about. The Econ defense, it seems like, on Haven has been strong before, as the Recon Bolt does immediately get destroyed. It did reveal the position of Dolty, but not enough to find that pick just yet. Now, Smash Brother has no reason to Econ right here. It's just trying to play classic at this stage, and is eventually going to start to push forward if they find an opening, find a window. Ooh, instead finds himself getting spotted right away. Dolty immediately turns around as well. It's going to be such a tough push, and through the wall, Dolty gets himself a 4K with the Spectre. Big victory for Legacy.
And not only did Duddy get the 4K, right, but I'm pretty sure he secured the Phoenix ultimate in that round. So basically, 6-point ultimate, and on a map like Haven, I'd say time and time again, when you're pushing C-Long, pick up the orb, and then farming those kills. Did he get the spike plant? Maybe, but basically the point is, he's guaranteed ultimate to play with this round, and you might as well burn it, because you organically will get it back again so soon, and honestly, if you can win this bonus against Wildcard right now, that's a huge lead that you can really play off of.
Yeah, as Legacy, they are opting again not to go full out with the Econ like their opponents in ex-Wildcard are. You can see it's kind of another one of those Ghost Spectre rounds, but with ultis to play with, I'm with you. Eyes are going to be on Dolty, although, well, Dolty's not going to get a chance to play with it. It looks like immediately taken down by RDW.
That's unfortunate. Although Sign gets spotted out. Nice axe. Careful there, mate. Okay. Survives, and it's messy right now. It's messy. They're duking back and forth. They're not too sure what they want to do. Okay, Legacy, they pick up the upgraded guns for free, by the way, basically, and they fall back. Wildcard, they've lost 2 players early on in this match, or in this round. Legacy, turning tail, going over towards C, but the rotations are coming as well.
Yeah, however, there's only 1 defender currently sitting at C. I mean, it's a slower rotation coming from Wildcard, and that means Legacy might start to push forward. Punda even trying to go for the going for the orb. However, the quick pick from Norshin kind of even caught me off guard right there, as that will even up the numbers. Norshin, though, does step too far forward, falls to Parpay, as Jordation is now going to look for that angle. Doesn't find much except for a smoke screen. Might not matter because Smash Brother is pushing back onto that point. Spike does get planted.
Well, basically next door neighbors with each other, and how about caught in his owl drone? Jordan looks like they save his teammate. Sharp shot, the 6th time, gonna carry it all the way. It's all down to Mike. The buddy system always wins, Max.
It always does win out, and that was a round Wildcard needed to win. They were the one that blew their economy. They're the one that grabbed the guns, and to be quite honest, even losing 3 members on that victory right there, I still feel like might be putting Wildcard in a rough position. We're gonna see the Econ looks like properly right about now. We know Legacy is going to be buying, and yeah, it's not terrible on the side of Wildcard, but they're definitely not sitting as well as Legacy, despite winning that last round.
Gildation as well, he's 2 away from the Blade Storm, so I think they're trying to maintain economy, everyone hovering roughly around 2k average, and it's a hero rifle on Sign and Gildation saved from the previous round. So if they're on defense, they're probably looking to get a little bit aggressive and pick up a few frags, just swing the man advantage over in their favor, while Legacy looks like they're just going to be playing together and just storming the B site, get it down fast, and to play retake.
And that they are, although we're seeing some ultimates get dropped already. Smash Brother, be careful not to hit your own teammate there. Got a little bit close, not that close though, but does spot out a majority of the Legacy side as RDW might be going on point to try and take the back. Spike though does get planted.
It's rough. Now, everyone's playing basically post-plant defense for the attackers on the site, and Wildcard, that's a great start. Shock dart, RDW with the headshot as well. Seek is out, here comes the retake.
Yeah, this should be a very aggressive push, you'd think, from Legacy, but with only 3 members standing, Parpay is fighting back. A quick 3K to even up the numbers, and now Parpay just gonna sit pretty. Here comes the peak. Nas with the jump. Makes it pay dividends now. It's gonna be a 1v1 duel between our last 2 members. Nas does have an idea of where this cipher of Mike is coming from. Trying to wallbang, doesn't find them, and now Mike gets a chance, but isn't going to win out on this duel. Wildcard ties this matchup.
Time. He doesn't have it.
Oh, it's going to be close. Doesn't get it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Mike, honestly, he would have loved to win that engagement and basically live to fight another day. But look, he played it to perfection. Had his sniper util out, the camera dart inside Noz, so he knew exactly where Noz was as the ping happens every, 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds or so, and he didn't engage. He's held back and was holding on for dear life. Noz had no choice. He had to basically throw his util out and just go for the push, stomping around, and Mike could hear him from a mile away. So Legacy, okay, they take that round, but everyone died as a result. Economy basically equalized on both sides. This is a very important round. Whoever wins this, they should be good to go far.
Yeah, this is going to be very critical, so I expect the tempo to possibly slow down a little bit here, but nope, that's not what's happening. Apparently, that's not in Legacy's playbook. They're rushing straight onto that C point right now. Noz has a chance to play spoiler, not willing to step through the smoke just yet. However, with everyone jumping around, those locations are going to be revealed. Spike does get planted just in time for Wildcard to rotate back.
Now that wall expires, and Legacy, they're basically playing on and off the site, 3 roughly on the site, but a Cosmic Divide from the defense should allow them to defuse the spike safely. RDW already starts the kills. Legacy, they have no way to prevent the defuse, and Wildcard, they're farming it now. They made a slight blunder, I think. Poppy, yeah, she tried to fight a little bit, got 2, but at the end of the day, right, Legacy, they tried that strat against Unban Andy. The wall up, get to backside, plant the spike in a corner, and then play post-plant. But what they didn't factor in was the fact that Wildcard, one, they played 5-man retake, but at the same time, they had their own Cosmic Divide. As soon as they basically block off the site, you can just defuse safely with 5 players alive as well. Legacy, as soon as they push through the ultimate, they're basically going to die. And, it's just a hard counter to their strat.
That was really well done by RDW. RDW just seems to be so clutch in so many of these situations. I don't know if that's been the case throughout the year, but at least in this event right now, I just keep looking back at RDW and how they're able to turn a lot of these fights around and always finding those key flanks, those key angles. From an individual standpoint, definitely I feel has been stepping up for that side. And well, speaking of stepping up to sides, it doesn't look like Legacy really knows what side they want to step up for this next point.
Well, nice axe. Man to watch here. Has the blades online. Looking to do some damage because, like I said earlier, Legacy, their economy is kind of in the bin after losing the prior. So they're the ones who really have to pull some magic strat here to win back around. But Wildcard, big rifles, playing so disciplined as well, not giving them much information. Duelation, jet privilege, good for 1, dashes away to safety. That's intel as well, and man advantage.
It is man advantage, and I mean, judging by the location of it as well, it looks as if now, I mean, the rest of Legacy will probably have been spotted out, and you can expect Wildcard to start to collapse. In fact, already more members are following. Jordation is able to find another knife hack response in kind, but Jordation just cannot be stopped well until Mike does literally just that. Still, the damage may have already been done. 3 versus 1, Mike versus the world. He's going to try to run away, but runs straight into RDW, and that's going to do it for this point. Once again, we are tied.
Yeah, Legacy, they lost a player early on there, trying to even get onto A, and that's a lot of information gathered by Duelation as well. So they knew probably the rotations were coming, and Legacy, they were just being held back just a little bit by the utility of Signed. Smash Brother, by the way, just throwing out the recon arrow and the shock darts and still hopping up and down. And as a result, the side take by Legacy, it was very disconnected. You had the jet dash on, you had some people looking here, some people looking there, and just against rifles with classics, it wasn't going to come out okay. As a result, though, 3-3, full buys on both sides. RDW, ballsy peek! Wow, Poppy narrowly saves Mike's life.
And that is now Parpy currently sitting 11-5 at the moment in terms of KD ratio. Parpy having a very strong early game at this stage, and now with that man's advantage, it feels like the A push is on. As you can see, like he's still taking their time with it, and that's why Norson able to find one. So too was Jordation able to take out Mike, and the numbers advantage already got another one for Norson, just peeking and tapping heads. Still, the A push does continue, and that time it's Punda who wins the duel.
Good job by Punda. Has his Fury to play with as well. So maybe he either runs away and looks to play off-site with his ultimate, or they're going to juke it out on site with his buddy, which I think is probably the play here. Duelation waiting for Signs a util and waiting for the third man to get in position to flank.
Doc Arrow did not connect. Neither did those first daggers. Diving into the smoke does not work out. However, the flank from Noz does. Now it's just trying to go around and take down Parpy, which they are successful in doing. Ex-Wildcard gets the point.
Okay, look, Poppy there in that 1v2, really valiant effort. He knew what was coming, but signed. Look, he may not be the one getting these numbers, but he's the one supporting his team because all he had to do was juke the angle and fake it and keep Poppy focused on him. And Poppy wasted all his bullets onto Sign, had to block the pistol, and in that situation, the 1v2 with the classic, gonna go down regardless. But you know, one thing I want to point out though, Poppy as well, you mentioned earlier for Legacy, he's been putting up big numbers this early in the game. 12 kills, by the way, leading the pack. There's been 7 rounds passed so far, and he's used his 7-point ultimate already twice. And he has a third one already online.
Yep.
That's numbers right there.
Harpy is popping off at this stage. However, hasn't been enough just yet to realistically put Legacy ahead. Kind of need to see them utilize a bit more. Well, Harpy's not going to get much this time. It's all RDW, a fast 3K, and looking for the 4th. Yeah, give him another one. Do we see 5? Well, at the moment, the spikes over at C held by Parpy, and Jordation is going to go ahead and opt that one away. A flawless victory for Wildcard.
Oh my god. Like, it's just meat grinder. That's all I have to say. Legacy on Eco, these walk into the hands of RDW. He had the Phantom, 30 bullets in the magazine, just sprays them down one angle, and they come in one by one, they're feeding him. I'm not sure if he had his ultimate in the round prior, but regardless of what happened, guaranteed he will have it now. Wildcard, again in the lead, by 2, Legacy, onus is on them to pull out some play. But, Max, they're not really playing defaults. They're going for a C, they're going for A, and it's back and forth, and I think they're trying to just throw stuff at the wall here to see what sticks.
Yeah, well, at the moment, not too much has been sticking, except for maybe some of these tracking darts out of Smash Brother, who's going to run all the way out. Killjoy going ahead and using that ultimate already. A very aggressive play.
Oh, sorry. Like, yeah, the defensive Killjoy ultimate basically forced the attackers off site. But RDW, he's deep. He gets spotted, and he knew he was in danger there. That wall-bangable box, and tries to run to safety. Somehow escapes. Sure, he's damaged, but he's alive. Legacy, I think they're trying to go for the pistol round strat again. Fake C and still go for A. Nice hacks. The man to basically call the rotations.
We'll see. I mean, I'm looking at the map. So much utility has been placed pretty much everywhere except for A by the side of ex-Wildcard at this stage. Smash Bros. Though able to find that orb nonetheless, and then walk straight into Nice Hacks, who is on the point waiting, and that's going to trigger everyone to come barreling towards A, trying to get that spike planted.
Surprise, surprise. Early retake, though, they're already starting right off the bat. Well, Wildcard, they're just not prepped for this. It's one player by himself, Norton on site, too many angles to check, and now you blink and everyone's dead. All down to Jordation, no blades, only the operator. Oh, that's a good tag though onto Punda, but still 1v4. Just go for the save at this point.
And it's a tag with an op. Like, you really want those to be picks, not tabs. Gets hit by the recon bolt, and now he's going to have to run away, but can't get too far. Mike through the wall, gets the bang, and that is a big win for Legacy.
I think right now, Wildcard, they should start adapting and communicating, calling that someone, whoever's defending A, maybe 2 defenders A, but you have to keep eyes over towards A short. Because Nice Hacks, this isn't the first time he's done it today. Just playing so slow on sewers, and then as soon as he hears rotations going away, and plays the timing to perfection, he pushes right onto the site, he catches players off guard, and basically gets site control all by himself for his team. And that was a conversion rate. I'm pretty sure the conversion rate of Nice Hacks pulling that play to Legacy winning a round is basically 100% at this point.
It's such a critical play, I feel like. Again, because I mean, you're catching members off guard, you're securing that point, and then as soon as it feels like Legacy is able to control a point, like, they are a great team when it comes to holding it, as we see, alright, that was the Phoenix Rising already kind of used by Dolty, and used to sort of scout out that C point, doesn't find, well, finds a couple people, but don't want to push it just yet. Still patient play is going through sewers once again. That is where the spike is headed. Although this time, again, looking at that map, it does feel as if Wildcard has responded a lot more of these utility abilities being placed on that A side.
Yeah, and RW as well. This is crucial intel. Basically, he knows confirmed Legacy aren't C long, and they shouldn't be pushing it ASAP. So basically, plays over towards A, stay there, stay put. Jordation locking down mid with the operator. Now, I don't know if he can get the first shot. Yes, he does. The 6th time gets another.
That is a big pick from Jordation, and now it's Nice Hacks though, kind of returning the favor in kind, winning the op battle in this instance. Currently sitting 4 for 4, but the op in favor of Wildcard, as Mike's going to go ahead and get that back.
The spike. Yeah, good spike plant. And now, bear in mind, there is one lurker right now over towards the A side for Legacy. Poppy just being a distraction in the Thorn and Wildcard's backsides. They have to deal with Poppy first before they attempt to retake. Poppy, good for one. And that Wildcard, I think they kind of may be out this round. Although, good kill by Sign, good trade back. His retake not done yet, but Mike, good proactive. Sign is unaware. Damn, he gets the kill. But still, tit for tat trades.
Yeah, I got a little nervous right there when the initial shots did miss, and yeah, tit for tat, the buddy system coming in play really for both these teams. I feel like this round right now, Nas still thinks they have the defuse, gets a pick, RDW gets the other, and just like that, Wildcard gets a 2-point lead.
That was a crucial shot Nice Hacks had to hit. Good job on him for getting the trade onto Jordation early on. But that shot on the defuser, if he landed that shot, a 2v1 versus RDW, that would have been almost undoable. But just the fact he missed just briefly, the quickscope didn't land. Nos, lightning fast reflexes, just takes him down. Legacy, I dare say, you know, their economy is going to be teetering on the edge of collapse again. They need to win this, otherwise it's going to be rough. And I'll be honest, Wildcard, they're looking comfortable. Half is guaranteed. Now it's a matter of how much more they can get.
I mean, the team as a whole definitely looking comfortable, but shout out right now to RDW again, 14-7 at this stage. It's a bit ridiculous. Straight out of the gates, though, Punda's going to drop that ultimate and just try and figure out what exactly is happening at that C point. Was able to spot out one, and it's not really enough to go all in just yet. Patient play continues for Legacy on this attack.
Slow and steady does win the race sometimes in these tactical shooters. Although balls to the wall, fast-paced, you know, it's not too bad either.
Judge rush.
But it's just...
Where's my judge rush? This is the time to bust out the judge rush.
Well, you don't have phrase, so the agents aren't quite right for it. You'll be feeding yourself.
You know what?
But Legacy, though, aggression over towards A again, and Wildcard, they've adapted. They're playing further back, and they're holding these angles now. 2 players defending that site at all times, and they're just waiting. Legacy, once again, the attackers, they have to make the first play. Brick on arrow, confirmed intel. They know one's down there, and they're prepped to deal with this.
They know one at least. I don't know if they know the exact numbers down there, because we know it's actually just gone up to 3 as well, and as people continue to peek, this could be dangerous shots from Smash Brother, just throwing out their blind, and now here comes the cavalry, a huge flash actually only led to a 1-for-1 initially, but as the fight continues, Mike and Punda are each finding picks, and Legacy, they're fighting their way back in. They're going to get onto the point, and they're going to get their plan.
Sometimes it's good to not use the operator side, instead just use the rifle. Jet dashing onto the side, human flashbang takes so much control, and his teammates just flood out after him. So now, RDW, once again, flank God. One. But still, they know where he is now. And Nos, yeah, he may get taken down here. These trifecta crossfire angles coming up from Wildcard. Oh! RDW doing so much work. And it's all down to Nos. 1-on-2, 40 HP. It's tall order.
Tall order, but has the angles, has the idea of where they are, is trying to bait him out with the defuse. So time definitely working against Nos at this stage, but Parpy and Mike, nerves of steel, they know they just need to delay. They just need to hold on or get a nice little pick through the wall like that. Mike secures the round for Legacy.
For a second there, I got really concerned because Nos, he was basically out in the open and he went for a reload. But only afterwards I realized the brain on that guy. He faked the reload, I think, expecting to be able to bait out a swing from one of the attackers. It didn't happen. Legacy, they didn't buy it because all they had to do, like you said, play the objective. And there you go. Within 1 round, Legacy, their economy will maintain. It's not the best, but it's something to play with. Last round, though, and there's the judge that you hoped for.
Yay! Thank you, Smash Brother. I respect that. I mean, why not? This is the round to bust it out, and at the end of the day, you know, this is a fun tournament. So let's see what Smash Brother's going to be able to do with that judge. At the moment, though, initial peak went in favor of Legacy. A good chunk of damage taken down as Lifehack's continuing. Trying to work that ops. Find someone, anyone. Very, very patient last round of the half, and there it is. Nice Hacks does get Narshan.
Patience, man. Patience again, slow and steady. But back to Jordation, the other jet with the operator. Oh, who's your money on? Like, okay, never mind. Jordation ran away.
Yeah, my money would have been on Narshan. I would have gone that way. Or sorry, Nice Hacks, I should say. That's where my money would have been on this one over Jordation.
No one's played that angle before, but look, utilities to clear it and smash the judge. He gets 2. Oh, your dreams have come true.
Absolute, get the third. Get the third.
Does indeed. Smash. Oh, brings us the goods and Legacy. They've been shut down. It's all down to Barbie.
Oh,
good start.
Harvey's got 1.
There's so much more.
Yeah, but he hasn't got rid of the judge yet. That's all I'm saying. Smash Brothers still standing with that judge. Although I don't know how you're going to be able to breach that gap right now. Parby has a chance to look down, but Smash Brother actually has gone for the weapon switch, picked up the op instead. As time is ticking down, Parby does have that spike and wants to fake a plan, trying to bait out the peak. Has 18 seconds before they need to commit. Big flash, though, means here comes the rest of Wildcard, and Parby gets surrounded. Nods gets the kill. Judge Rush wins out.
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. I had my doubts, I'll be honest. I was dismissing it. I'm like, that's a stupid thing to say. No way someone buys a Judge and rushes in this game. And somehow, Sign, he just does. Here's the Owl Drone. He was like, oh crap, well, I'm going to be cleared out regardless. So I'm going to push. He nets himself 2. And the Jet dashed right into him. Nice hacks. Gets nothing out of it. The Judge at point blank. Calm as a cucumber. Nice hacks. Repositions. And just collapse him. That was that round done and dusted right there. Legacy though, 5-7, not a bad scoreline. Once again, you win the pistol round, that should be able to guarantee you the round after to tie things up. But Wildcard, they are a deadly force to be reckoned with.
You, bro.
All I'm going to say is, as a spectator coming into these kinds of events, you always kind of want that one thing to happen that probably shouldn't and never really does, but when it does, it makes the entire stream. I'm good now. No matter what happens for the rest of this afternoon, you know what? I can say this has been a satisfying 10 out of 10 tournament. And again, we're not even in, our best of series just yet. Either way, big push right now happening onto C point as ex-Wildcard is trying to barrel their way through. Duddy, though, waiting. Has already found one. Parpay is going to get the second, and that hallway is not where you want to be, I think, if you are Legacy, or sorry, if you're a Wildcard. They are backing out and running away from this one.
That was just a kill box. I mean, they went out individually. Sure, there was some util slowing them down, but the Jet on site by himself, trying to go for a challenge, went down. And then all basically the defenders had to do was spray bullets downrange over towards C. They cut noise, they fake the rotation, but that recon arrow gets shot out. And now Legacy knows Wildcard have not left, and they're still firing bullets downrange. Slowly but surely, they're chipping them down. Wildcard, what's the call here? This is an almost unwinnable round.
But they have a way to back out, and they can go for a last-second rotate, which is what they're going to try to opt to do. I mean, I don't know if they fake the rotate, if they commit somewhere. With only 30 seconds left, if they're going to make a play, they're going to have to be decisive, and they're going to have to act now.
Oh, look, Legacy, they really have all bases covered. They have a Jet over towards A Heaven, and also the Mike's Cypher Cam watching A Sewers, and you can see all the way deep in. There's a Cypher Trap over towards B, and there's players over towards C. So Legacy just has to sit and wait. And well, Wildcard, a third time lucky maybe, or not, as they just simply get shut down. Legacy, that's the pistol round 1, and they are looking to play anti-eco in the next, and they should be on track to tie it up.
Yeah, and it's a key juncture to sort of tie up this series as well as we get towards the latter half of it. Again, need to point out, Wildcard, they've already been through a couple long matches. I mean, that last match we caught on stream, not quite as long as what happened in that winner's semifinal, but if we go into another one of these long back and forths before the best of series, the fatigue is something that could come into play later and later into this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. Granted, like all these players, they're really experienced, tournament players, and they are no strangers to long days, grinding it out, playing tournaments. But look, people have their limits, and there hasn't been a tournament this like demanding in quite a while now, and they definitely haven't been practicing as much as they used to. So hey, look, Max, you could be right, but I don't want to jinx it just yet. And that's some nice aggression by Legacy. I think just not holding far back and taking map control, and this crossfire setup. Numbers advantage, but
oh, they've been kind of sussed out.
It's pistols.
Yeah, it's pistols, and it kind of feels like they've been sussed out, so you can see a lot of that utility coming through. Oh, they peeked the wrong way, and somehow Subway Mike stays alive through that. What just happened?
It was a meat grinder. That's what happened. The crossfire was unexpected by Wildcard. Usually, you don't really have 2 players playing A long at that angle. One over towards Sewers and one long perhaps. And if you do play A long, you always hide towards the right-hand side if you're the attackers. Left-hand side, it's a little bit more risky. And there's the crossfire. Legacy, clean as Edge can get. Easy peasy, this bonus round looking healthy. Spectres, Marshall, Sheriff, and the Ares on Punda versus the full buy of Wildcard, but 4 players though, half armor. That Marshall, if it can land a few body shots, that will soften them up, seriously.
Not to mention the damage the Ares could be able to do through the walls as well. I mean, this, yeah, I mean, you take a look at it and your initial thought is like, okay, well, the bigger guns right now currently sitting on that Wildcard side. However, Legacy's still in it with a chance, and if they take this round, Wildcard could be in some serious trouble right now, so A critical point of this series moving forward as the first strike does come from RDW through the wall, taking out Parpe, and that's a big first bang. Be curious to see where we go from here.
Coming back.
For sure, Papi as well, he's the only source of smokes right now for Legacy, and he went walkabout down mid, B main, and is the first to get picked off. That's going to be rough, and honestly, it may actually be detrimental to how this rest of the round will play out. Regardless, Wildcard as a unit, they're going to split A. There's 3 defenders on site, but Jordation starts things off nicely, gets the first kill.
Yeah, that flash paying dividends right there, buying the time for Jordation to get that first pick, and now just cleaning up house. Wildcard barreling through this A point. They're going to go ahead and get that plant.
This is going to be a flawless at this rate. A prime gaming flawless. But look, to be fully serious once again, signed the recon arrow. That was a huge boon in the side take. And know where Nice Axe is. He shouldn't be able to get much here. He gets forced out from the shock dart. And there you go. Once again, Smash Brother signed on the execute. He shot the recon arrow. And even though Jordation was inside the smoke and his teammates didn't have intel backside, the recon arrow scanned the players defensively for Legacy. They knew exactly where they were and they got those kills. And in that situation, the shock dart, it was a little bit deep and it forced Nice Hacks forward into his teammates who had the guns at the ready. Look,
how disheartening.
Just the assists.
How disheartening is that for Nice Axe 2 when you're sort of forced out in that situation when you'd rather run back your first forward and you just see 4 guns pointed down at you? It's the worst because you know, all right, well, this point is done. I mean, this
I guess I'll die.
Yeah, I guess I die here. This Sova play, once again, though, has always been super fun to watch when you get to these higher levels, but particularly out of, I believe, Wildcard at this stage. It's been so strong as Jordation already finding the fake Dolty, I should say, or the Phoenix Dolty, as we wait to see what happens right here. Oh, a little bit more scouting coming through on the side of Wildcard, and Norson takes advantage and takes out Nice Hacks.
That's a nice shot. Nice Hacks just couldn't land the flick. Now, Duddy Boy's Phoenix ultimate, right? It's been shut down this entire day. He has gotten almost 0 value every single time he's put it out. That ballsy mid rush there, they knew what was coming and they countered it with smokes, and then everyone just held the angle. He couldn't see anything and gets destroyed. C is the side to be taken. There's only 1 player on site, and Stutzy again first to go down. He tried to be ballsy and to be a hero, and he will pay the ultimate price. Spike can just go down easy peasy. There's lineups though. Shock dart. Noz gets another frag yet again. Legacy 2v5. I don't know, Max. I kind of think they need to save because they need these guns.
They need the guns. They need the economy. And I know 2v5 is such a tough push, and there's no way that this series is lost necessarily right here, but you can lose it if you're not geared up going later into this match. And it looks as if that's what Legacy is doing. They're kind of sitting back. They're not pushing aggressively, although they need to be careful because you can see on the map right now, Narshan.
Oh, the hunt.
Oh, didn't spot him.
Harpy
did hear the steps taken. Narshan's going to be in a lot of trouble. Pop it up. Parpy secures another one, although it comes at the cost of their teammate. And now everyone knows where Parpy is, though. Peeking around the corner, finds a second, looking for the third, gets that Parpy, putting in work. And we were talking about econing. I mean, the spike is going to blow, but if Parpy can go ahead and just destroy the economy, that's not going to be the case. Smash Brother gets it done. But Jordation fell.
Exactly! The spike was planted a bit deep, and Jordation, he thought he was safe over towards B mid, and just his pinky toe caught by the spike explosion. That's disastrous. So realistically there, Papi, one person, he killed 4 players, and that's a huge blow economy-wise to Wildcard. They could be so flush with cash right now, but instead they have to reinvest. Granted, they are still okay, 2-round buffer as well, but that was not what they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was a dent in the Wildcard sort of economy armor that they have right now, but it wasn't that killing blow, and unfortunately, given the circumstance, Legacy was never really going to get the killing blow in that round, and now they are forced to sheriff up. They are forced to play a tougher game. Nas already finding Dolty is going to help, you know, keep Wildcard with that advantage. It's going to be the next couple rounds that are going to be the big ones. Legacy, again, they're just going to try to damage that economy machine, but Wildcard, they're just playing 2-on-4 at this stage.
As much as I hate to say, I think Legacy, they're just starting to fall apart a little bit here. They're making these individual plays, and Wildcard is prepared for every single eventuality. They're playing together, 2v1 engagements, guaranteed trade. Although this time, though, the shorty, and it gets cleared by the Tasmanian Tiger. Mike, good for one, sure, having to trade out his teammate, but that was clean from Wildcard. Double digits, not giving Legacy anything.
Now, this is sort of that final stretch at this stage. Legacy forced to use their economy to buy up this round. If they do not win this round right now, they might get one more chance in what would be match point, but this is so do or die, I feel like, for Legacy as we near the end of the game. But I mean, they're bought up. They have a couple ultimates that they have available to them as well that I'm sure we're going to see used. The Cypher one in particular, I have the feeling, is going to be critical on this point right now.
Well, Cypher ultimate is for Intel. He needs a fresh body before he can use it. But this is good. Legacy, they basically have 3.5 players on the A site over towards Sewers. Aggressive peek by Nice Hacks, and he gets bodied. There's too many to aim at, and has to dash up to safety. Dunny Boy, though, good for one, but now he's in a one-and-done position. He needs teammates to bail him out. Good flash. There's going to be a chance to escape, but no, he's still contending. And Lawson, good for two, puts down the Killjoy ultimate. Legacy, oh, they had some moments of brilliance there, but overall, once again, on the back foot.
And now Wildcard, they just need to stay safe, lock it down. I mean, even with only 2 kills, though, the amount of damage that was just sort of put out against Legacy is going to make things so difficult. Eventually, the attacking Killjoy does run out, and now Wildcard looking to reposition themselves perhaps for a B push at this stage. Angles being held tightly. I mean, Parpy, in a very unique one right now, so close.
He has to be the hero.
So far now, yeah, Parpy's looking to step forward, has to try and make something happen. It's going to hear that rotation happening and might be trying to sneak in behind, but instead opts to play it safe, at least for the time being. Nas still keeping their eyes, just making sure Parpy doesn't do anything
30
silly.
seconds left.
Well, look, Nas is going to be playing the lurk and flank as well, but he may be caught off guard because Mike, he's asking to push a long. Parpy probably shouldn't engage at this point. Just wait, and there you go. Nas starting to work through the door. This is his chance. Parpy?
No,
Mike?
Parpy, no, Parpy, no.
Mike is...
Okay. Mike on the flank. There we go. Well, I mean, that's like the least satisfying ending to the traditional Mexican standoff, but, you know, it is what it is. Mike just comes in and cleans things up and actually evens up the body count for both sides. Spike was planted, and whoa, Smash Brother comes up huge, a quick 2K. And now that's going to be the attackers winning yet another round. Legacy needed that one, Digital, but instead it once again goes Wildcard's way.
Wildcard, as opposed to playing a more defensive C-site defense post-plant, they opted to really bring the fight to Legacy. And that's what you saw. They were starting to get a little bit aggressive towards defender spawn. Then the flashes coming through, and Legacy just couldn't get up close to challenge. And that's, I think, where the disconnects kind of happened. That is still Legacy was still a few players over towards Garage who were still insistent on going for this early retake. But Wildcard were already there fighting, and they start racking up the frags, the man advantage. And now, one off of match point, Legacy economy has been flushed, not struggling at all. But Legacy, another eco. Nice hack swings.
Oh, it doesn't hit.
Oh, that's rough.
Doesn't hit, and now it's just being run down. Lysax just trying to find safety anywhere they can. Actually, he's going to be able to escape for the time being, but they give up control of C point. That's going to be ex-Wildcard moving on in. Nice hacks again, tries to go for the peak. And somehow amongst that all, Dolty falls as well. Already 2 members down, and no econ miracle happening this time around. It looks like another point over to Wildcard.
God, that's clean. Wildcard, they have Legacy's number right now, and Legacy, they haven't really called a tactical timeout, and I don't really think they've been given a lot of room to breathe either by Wildcard. Every single time they try to go for a play, Wildcard, either they turn the tides, or they reset, they calm down, and they make a play, and they execute upon it. Legacy, they've been making individual plays, especially in these eco rounds, and the thing about eco is that when you have worse guns, you have to play, like, you know, play with your team, play these crossfires, or numbers advantage, and that's not what we saw. They're going down one by one, and it just gets easier and easier for Wildcard. Now, this is it. Do or die for Legacy. They have to win 5 rounds back-to-back flawlessly to even go overtime. But Wildcard, their economy is so strong, so Legacy has a huge task to do just to even break the economy.
Yeah, that said, that final hurdle often is the hardest, and if you put things into consideration, this is a $500 game, essentially, for both of these teams. Wildcard, $500 round, $500 point if they can pull it off. We're thinking to look at some peeks through the wall. Smash Brother is able to strike first blood onto Nice Hacks, who has constantly been that main sort of top fragger for Legacy in the past, so a big threat already taken out of the equation.
You see what I mean now? Nice Hacks. He tried to go for a play there individually, but Wildcard, they're patient. They're not even executing onto a site. They're just holding these angles, playing defaults, and they already catch a pick early on. RDW, this timing, if it pays off, he might be a huge thorn in the backsides of Legacy, while Wildcard looks to go over towards C. Though Parpy, though, Good anchor, shuts down Noz. Now the smokes are gone for Wildcard, but RDW, he's so deep behind the enemy lines, they may not be aware of this.
I mean, RDW getting behind enemy lines and finding flanks. Where have we seen this before? Pop up, pop down goes Punda. Although they do spot RDW, that's okay. He already would be known just based on communications, and that's going to prompt everyone to come piling onto A. Mike actually is able to find Smash Brother to keep the numbers somewhat even, but Legacy, they're wounded. They're not healthy. Time ticking down. Spike getting planted. Duddy, though, going to try to charge in for that last available push. Knows where RDW is, but it doesn't matter. They go 1-for-1 with the clone. Mike's getting kills, but so too is RD. This is it, that last push. Jordation through the wall finds Parpy, and it's just Dolty left standing, 1v2, tries to throw the flash, tries to throw down some bullets, but is caught by who else but RDW and Wildcard X, or ex-Wildcard, however you want to call them. They advance to the losers bracket final.
God damn, well done by Wildcard. Full composure all the way through. And Legacy, again, we saw in that final round there, Duddy Boy had the ultimate, he popped it, it got shut down almost instantly. Throughout this entire day, that Phoenix ultimate has gotten 0 value. Maybe some intel at the best, but overall, nothing. And it's just so punishing for Legacy. I can see what they were trying to go for, but unfortunately, it just didn't happen. Wildcard, they had Legacy's number throughout entirely. 13-7, the scoreboard reflects that. Look, Max, I think there's nothing really much more to say. Wildcard, they were just a better team.
Yeah, I mean, I still really am enjoying RDW's play in particular, and this is going to be the first time when our MVP is going to come up, and I'm going to actually agree with who it was. His ability to find these flanks, to get into the enemy lines, and just always seemingly able to connect on these angles, it's just been the other constant. Outside of, Phoenix ults not necessarily paying off, it's been RDW finding